Half of the population experiences it, but in many places it's not talked about. And in some cases it's a taboo. And Tunga is working in the middle of it. We're talking about periods. Welcome to For People, for Earth, for Us, the podcast where we talk about the human story, the world around us, and the choices that connect them. Thank you, Tunga, for being with us today. Can you tell us about yourself and Perfect Fit?
I need to wash my sanitary pads, otherwise, because I'm dirty, ghosts will follow me. And you cannot wash your hair because you will get cancer.
Like, how does bread know if you have your period or not? For real. What was the most shocking thing that you learned when you were there?
I cannot bake cake because it won't rise. In some of the indigenous community, when someone has their period, like a group of women will gather around a fire and celebrate the coming of age of that woman. So it's something that is sacred.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch any period underwear anymore. I have enough. Hi everyone, thank you Ria for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here. So my name is Tungga Dewi. You can call me Tungga because I know million women named Dewi in Indonesia.
Yes, I think we have two in our office.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Two already, just in your office. So I've always get mixed up which Dewi. So please call me Tungga. I grew up in Java, in West Java, in Bogor, from a parent that relatively middle class and traditional Muslim family. So that's how I grew up. I've learned a lot of things that I took for granted, including like how women should behave and how's the traditional gender role, without realizing that it's social construction. And that's how inspired me to co-create Perfect Fit right now, which I will share more in the future.
Just briefly, tell us about Perfect Fit because I am a user.
Briefly,
I am a user. What is
so
it?
we are a Bali-based social enterprise working to support women and girls to reach their fullest potential with improved menstruations and taboos breaking educations about women's health, women's body, and our rights.
Yeah.
We try to do our best to provide products that much more sustainable than the alternative one in the market, well as giving options to women that when you get your period, your options is not limited just the single-use sanitary pad. So we've been campaigning that a lot.
So your main products are the period panties. You have the
Period
cup too,
panties, menstrual cup,
and then you have the eco-friendly one-time pads, right, as well?
the bamboo pads,
Yes.
and then also reusable pads and reusable panty liner.
And then every time somebody buys a period panty, you donate.
Yes. So we do a lot of giving back programs. So the first 3 years we have the buy one give one. So we donate one reusable pad for every purchase of period underwear. But the last 2 years we donate like 10% of our revenue to marginalized women with period products and also education.
I want to talk about period poverty because that's something that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
What does it actually look like on the ground?
When people think about period poverty, they only think that, oh, it's a lack of access to product.
Yeah.
So just imagine like, oh, a girl does not have money to buy sanitary pads. But period poverty is more than just access to product. Period poverty is when a girl, for example, in Bali, they have menstrual pad, but they do not know how to wear it because no one really talk about it.
Wow, so that's still happening today.
Still happening today.
What about their mothers?
Because it's so taboo that even like their mothers tell like, oh, I don't want to talk about it, or just keep it in silent until they need to talk it with friends or their teachers. Like in the remote areas, there's still like some mothers who think that, I don't want to talk about it. But also when a girl like have sanitary pad, but they go to the school and they don't have proper access to period friendly toilet in schools, meaning that there is no water, there's no soap, there's no, like door for their privacy. Period poverty is like a comprehensive situations that includes access to products, menstrual products, access to comprehensive educations about your body, what is period, what happened when you're period, what is the myth, how to use the product, etc. And the third is access to facilities and support from her surrounding. So, for example, support from her parents, support from her teacher and her friends, that she can really feel and experience her periods with dignity. Without those three aspects, products, educations, and facilities, someone might have access to product, but they still experience period poverty.
You're in the field. How often do you see this period poverty? Is it something that's you see a lot in Bali, or yeah, is it still something that's very common?
Taken into the account those three things, even growing up, I experienced period poverty with the lack of access to proper toilet in my school. So I grew up in public school in Bogor, where, as you know, public school, the toilet is very, very creepy.
Yeah.
And like, I do not want to change my bed there. And my mother told me when I was my period, all of those education that's not true. For example, that, oh, I'm an adult already and I cannot play with boys anymore because I can get pregnant, and I'm dirty during my period. That's why I cannot wash my hair, I cannot cut my nail. I need to wash my sanitary pads, otherwise, because I'm dirty, ghosts will follow
Oh my
me.
God. Okay.
And that's also happening in Bali.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's not just in Muslim community, but it's also in Hindu communities and in some areas in Christian communities, also in Indonesia. So with that only, I felt that it's limitation toward the girl's dreams, that I cannot do this and that, and I need to shrink myself and shrink my dream. And that would be very different if the message is positive.
Yeah. So what's the craziest taboo they've ever heard that surrounds period?
The craziest taboo,
Yeah.
you cannot wash your hair because you will get cancer.
Okay.
I did not wash my hair, but my mom did not tell me because it's cancer, because I'm dirty. So it's, I don't know. It's maybe it's even it's better a bit than I will
Yeah,
have
wow.
cancer.
Okay, that's well, okay.
And
Why do you think there's so much taboo that surrounds periods? Like growing up in Indonesia, I know like there's a
yeah.
lot of taboo that surrounds it, but like I've always asked myself like why? Is it shame? Is it why? Why do we make so many things up that aren't real when it comes to periods?
Yeah, so if we look at this story, so first of all, period is the most normal and
Yeah,
natural thing
exactly.
that happen in female's body. It's the blood that does not come from violence, so it's a sign that we are healthy,
Yeah.
and our reproductive organs are functioning every month. If we look at the history of menstruations and sexuality and gender, I would say we live in a very deep patriarchal society, right? Where woman is seen as weak, emotional, and where everything that related with their, sexuality, including their menstruations, is something that needs to be hidden.
Yeah.
Like we need to just show the pretty side of it
Hmm.
and shrink ourselves into just doing domestic work. That's how like the history, right, of like gender role, like traditional gender role, into right now like much more modern. uh but period itself, I think, if we look at the history of the indigenous communities, many of indigenous communities before the modern world actually celebrated in some of the indigenous community when someone has their period, like a group of women will gather around a fire and celebrate the coming of age of that woman. So
Mhm.
it's something that is sacred.
Yeah.
My friend from Papua New Guinea say that, and another woman I know from South America also said that. And I believe in some indigenous communities in Indonesia, before the term like modern world, it still exists. But in the flip side, I think because of the norm that you can't be too powerful if you are a woman. And in the traditional culture, women seen as the most powerful when they are bleed. And that's why when I talked with one Balinese Mangku who said that it's not that woman is dirty that they cannot go to temple, many things like that. But if you believe with like energy and spirit, women when they have their period, it's in their most powerful state, and it will attract if they go to temple or in the spiritual places, it will attract other spirit or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's better for them to be in their place.
Yeah.
And maybe also on the all time they don't have menstrual cup
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true.
or
Yeah.
period underwear.
Yeah.
uh so I think it's some situations we need to challenge, some no, but definitely why it becomes so hidden because of, I think, it's the patriarchal community who see it as they want to flip it from power to weakness. And with women also say that, oh, I'm so emotional, I'm on my, in Indonesia have senggol bacok mode before period. It's actually we emphasizing it more
Yeah.
that it's a weakness, but
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
when we know how the cycle is going every single
Yeah.
month.
Actually, changing gears a little bit. As you know, Bali has this huge trash problem right now, right? It's
Yeah,
just blowing up all over my social media.
yeah,
And basically, this type of waste we don't talk about, but like
yeah,
the hundreds and thousands and millions and trillions of tons of period products that gets put into landfill.
yeah.
But you're actually doing something about it because you're not doing single use. How often? Like, tell us about that journey of deciding I'm going to make this period panty. Was it to solve a waste problem? Was it why?
So as I mentioned, growing up, I had no choice. Like when I got my first period, my mom just like, here is a pad, use it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So I don't know, and maybe also there was not access yet
Hmm.
the options that we have right now. And so I took it for granted that periods equals to sanitary pads. And I think the world of sustainable period products opened up to me when I moved here
Hmm.
to Bali in 2017.
Hmm.
And I work at Copernic,
Hmm.
where we did a lot of projects with the local communities, like solving social and environmental challenge. And one of the projects that I did was also about tackling the waste problems in Bali and doing a massive campaign in
Hmm.
Indonesia. So when I visited Temesi landfill and saw how massive it is,
Yeah.
the the amount of waste that people generated every single day, I was like, oh my god, I need to find another alternative than the single use for every single items that I use.
Okay, so it was just a general thing that you wanted to
In
solve. Like,
the
I don't want to use single use
in the
anymore.
beginning
Yeah.
in the beginning so I researched like other products. So at that time perfect fit was not exist
Yeah.
yet. So I researched other products and I found two options, three alternative actually: reusable pad, period underwear, and menstrual cup.
Hmm.
period underwear was not exist yet in 2017 in
Mhm.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
So I started with the reusable pad. I just bought it from e-commerce, and menstrual cup also was limited. So I asked a friend to bring from abroad, but also I had massive questions. Is it okay I use this?
Yep. So you had doubt about
Yeah, I
them. Yep.
have doubt because I need to unlearn the things that menstrual cup makes you not virgin anymore. So it's a big cultural shift. So I tried that and I love it. And then not long after that, I was assigned into a project about women's health in
Mhm.
Flores in
Mhm.
2018 to improve the informations about sexual reproductive health and rights, which is a very heavy topic for people in the remote areas to talk about your body, birth control, your pregnancy, etc., your sexuality. So we started with easy entry point, which was menstruation, and from that I become an addict in the topic.
Yes.
In a positive addiction. So like, oh my god, there was a lot that I need to
What
learn.
was the most shocking thing that you learned when you were there?
There was not much change happen in the sector because I
When we talk about change, what do you mean by that?
change meaning, so we did interview to 150 girls
Yeah.
in Flores. We were asking about what do you know about period,
Yeah.
and what do you think you cannot do and you can do. And the girl in Flores said the same things that I experienced,
Mm.
20 years
That
ago.
you're still dirty,
That
that you
I'm
shouldn't go
dirty,
wash your
I
hair.
cannot wash my hair, I cannot do sport, and even like the local meat, I cannot bake cake because it won't rise.
Oh, wow. Okay. There you go. No
Yeah.
baking when you have your period.
No baking cake.
Wow, it's so limiting. Like, I didn't grow up with any of these things.
Yes.
So, like, I never felt limited by my
Ah,
period. Like,
okay.
but it's hard to believe that in today's world, we're still like women are still limited by imaginary limitations.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to, right?
Yes, we have AI, we have, electric cars, we have all of sort
Yeah.
of
And I'm just going to say, and I said this
innovation.
yesterday, but we're going to the moon, you guys, for the second time. We're still talking about having periods and not your bread not rising, which makes no sense because it has no correlation. Like, how does bread know if you have
Yeah.
your period or not? Like, for real.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I think it's also show how much work still needed for this section, not only about menstruation, but all things related with gender equality, because period is just one aspect, right, towards a girl or a woman can't reach their fullest potential. It's might be small, but it's one of like the biggest step when they have informations about it, that they know it's not a limitation, that they know that I can choose whatever product that I want to use because my body is mine. and I c- and they started to learn about consent and everything that I think is, it might be small, but it's one of like a big factor for girls not feeling limited to reach their dreams.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is like you're passionate about the environment,
Yeah.
and that's why you decided to do like multi-use period
Yeah,
products.
which I know it's like a nightmare. I was so idealist in the beginning, but it was a
Yeah.
niche category. Yeah.
But I think it's something like, yeah, I mean, we don't talk about it enough, the waste products that we produce when we have our
Mm.
periods. And, I use period panties myself. And in the beginning, I was apprehensive. But I mean, now I'm like, I don't want to use pads anymore because also there's so much research showing like how it is also can be toxic, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that you like your passion is really to educate about periods and like breaking the taboo because you experience it yourself.
Yes, and then it's working in this makes me honor more women, including I asked the story of my mother and my grandmother, and my mother opened up to me like a story that she has not shared with me before. That she said, "Do you know what? Your grandmother, which she's now passed away, but fortunately, I'm lucky enough to spend some time with her before she passed away. But I didn't know that my mother was the daughter from her second marriage. That she had another marriage before. So she grew up in a small village in Madiun, like a rural East Java, and she grew up not far after Indonesia got independence in 45. And when she reached 12 years old and got her first period, she was seen as adult already,
Yeah, I've heard
and
this. They get married when
they
they
get
get their
married.
period, and this I think it
And
still
she
happens
got married.
today.
Yes, yes. It's really, for me, it's gender-based violence. Why? Because she still has the right to continue education or do whatever she wants. But it was long time ago, and of course, Indonesia was still very new as a nation concept. So she married an old man, and of course, she still wants to play and go to school. So the marriage did not last long because it's basically power imbalance between one and another, right? And knowing that, and I, look at myself 12, if I was 12 years old and I got married by an old man, my life would like finish. I did not know that she escaped, and she went back to her parents, and then so she became a widow until she was 15, and then she got another marriage with my grandfather, which not as old as the previous one. It was much, more equal. Knowing that, and knowing also my mom when she started her period, like her neighbors also already saw her as an adult, and her father asked her to get married, and she did not want. She wants to continue education. I think for me to be able to share the story and to say it out loud right now is a privilege. It's a privilege that my grandmother and my mother did not have it. So I think that's what keeps me going, because it's really for us, like the woman before us, and the woman in the future after us.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I still hear stories today in certain rural places in Indonesia, if you do get your period, that is a time when they start to find a husband for you. I mean, it's still
Yeah,
happening today.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
imagine if it happened in a boy or in a man. When
Yeah.
you just start your wet dream, and then
You have to get married.
your father, you need to get married. It will be weird, right? Why
Yeah.
we don't normalize that with boy, but we
Yeah.
normalize that with girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
How unequal.
I know. It's like we live in a man's world sometimes, especially in this specific topic.
Yeah.
Is there any resistance that you get from the communities when it comes to like using reusable period products?
Oh yes. I would say gaining the trust about the product is not easy. Uh, it's it's a bit funny to talk with an older generation versus the younger
What's
generation.
what's the difference to you?
So if you talk with the older generations about reusable pad, they say, "Oh, this is what we used to
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
because we just use cloth
Yeah.
or towel."
Yeah.
So they're more accepting, the fact that it's something that they used to.
Yeah.
But to the younger generations, because many of us, and especially people that are younger than us, they used to instant lifestyle, right? Where everything you can get it so quickly with your smartphone or with your fingerprint. So the idea of having, I need to wash it, I need to see my own blood. Ew, that's disgusting. And is it clean? Is it so? Those are the questions that it's a part of our education, and because people think that period is dirty, so seeing your blood and even rinsing it, it's something that you don't want. So we've always start with the basic foundation that, girl, period, your blood is not dirty. It's okay to, rinse it. And if you're lazy to really wash it with your hand, or busy, you just toss it in your, washing
Yeah,
machine.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's put it in the washing machine.
Yeah, yeah. Because why we are not like, utilizing the invention that we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
today.
exactly. Exactly.
So
'Cause that's
that's the
interesting.
resistance from the user. From the man, mostly when we do education, because they are not the user of the
Yeah,
product.
yeah.
I think so. Perfect Fit started in 2018 in the beginning as a nonprofit project, where we did a lot of education in Flores, and it's not easy to, let's say, for me as someone from
Mhm.
Java, talking about something that is sensitive to men in East Nusa Tenggara province. There was time where they were rejecting me as a outsider
Yes.
to to deliver it. But we've learned, from the mistakes, and right now we've always, include and mentor. We always have male educator to be the presenter rather than woman, for example. So it helps a lot. And actually, men really appreciate the knowledge because it helps him to understand, oh, that's why my partner feels like this. Oh, they just need more care. I just need to,
So I think come
give
base
them massage or give them
yeah.
chocolate.
That's
Yes.
interesting. So I think what you're saying is when it comes to like educating them, when
Yeah.
you're informing them, actually the perception changes and it becomes kinder and
Yes.
people become more understanding and more open.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think what you're doing is very important because you're basically creating understanding and empathy with something
Yeah.
that's so unspoken about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can come here and talk about periods
Yeah.
one
Why
day.
not? I would love to.
Yeah. Where do you think shame shows up the most when you talk about periods?
uh,
Is it the fact that it's dirty or the myth that comes with it?
it's something that come from one of the most intimate part of your body. Even like we grow up with the notions, don't say out loud vagina or penis, or like say it with different names. And
Okay.
period also, don't say it menstruasi, say it halangan, haid, datang
Yeah,
bulan.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no,
Datang bulan
say
literally means the moon's
yeah.
coming.
Datang tamu. like which guest? I think that's the shame. That's why like when people said, "Oh, lagi halangan. Oh, lagi datang tamu." Apa? Halangan apa? Say it out loud.
Yeah,
Is menstruation, like you have your period coming. It's
yeah,
okay. So as simple as that. I think the shame come from that it's very private, and then also our parents taught us not to say it out
yeah.
loud.
What do you think is harder, building like the product line for Perfect Fit or talking about, you know, periods and the period taboo and people to trust that, yeah. What do you think is harder?
Mm,
Because you're doing both, right?
the hardest part for us is to get the trust of the product, and especially for users that's, let's say, in Indonesia, it's a new category of product, right? So they need to trust that, oh, it has absorbent layer to absorb your flow. your blood, and it's hygienic and it's safe. It's, those kind of thing that maybe if you haven't used it before, you won't have that questions again. So that one about the product itself, and then the second also about the fact that, oh, it's a local business, it's a small business. Right now, I think there has been a shift to see that local brand can give a, good quality, but we we have a mindset, I think, maybe also from the colonialization that happened, more than 300 years. We always think that, oh, international products is better, white skin is better,
Mm.
everything's that's from
Yeah.
foreigners are
And
better,
we still
right?
struggle with this too. They're like, "Oh my god, ini produk dalam negeri. Like, this is a product
Yeah.
that's made in Indonesia." Yes. And
Yeah.
it's like people were exporting it because people know that it's
Yeah.
good, you know?
Yeah.
And now you're selling in Australia, right? Some
Yeah, and
yeah.
Singapore too.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so to also, unlearning that actually it's a growing landscape now. A lot of, local brands like you give a very solid quality compared to, the international one. So that's also one of, the hardest part. And I think business in general, people always think, oh, it's the way to make money and it's the way to, be rich easily. Maybe if you build your business, if you're a celebrity already or influencers, because we see only like the shiny
Yeah.
part of it. But if you just a normal people like me, who's, you know, does not come from entrepreneurial family background, uh, everything from scratch, everything, you built by yourself, it's a long and not
Yeah.
easy journey.
Yeah. Well, so having said that, what like are there moments in your life where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore? And then if there was, like why did you keep doing it? It's
Oh
not
yeah,
easy.
I
Yeah.
think
Tell
many
me.
times.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Many
What
times.
do you tell yourself to keep going?
There was time that I was like, I don't want to touch any period underwear anymore. I have enough. But I think you can relate, right?
Yeah, but
If there's
yeah.
time that
w-
some particular in your product, like you don't want to touch it anymore.
But what did you tell yourself to keep going in those moments? If there's one particular
Um,
thing or several things.
First of all, I learned from you also to just show up.
Thank you. Yes, show up. Yes, that's what I
Yes,
always say. Just show up.
just show up.
Yep.
You don't have to, because sometimes we think that I need to make progress, I need to be productive, I need to be this and that. But just showing up to your office or to open your laptop to do something small, it's already a progress. It's already something. So that's one. I think to just show up, and especially as a leader in the company where everyone sees you, if you don't show up, then who's gonna inspire them, right? Which I believe it comes both. Like I got inspired by them also, so I keep going. So that's a mutual benefit. I think also the second is to really surround yourself with a circle that believes in you, because sometimes when you want to give up, then you tell your best friend or your partner or your community that, oh, I'm over, and then, oh, why? And then when they actually can break it down into just, first of all, they will listen and validate mostly, and they also will give another perspective that it's not over. It's one stone that you need to jump.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I guess for me, like progress, no matter how small, is still progress, right?
Yeah.
And because I think you're in it so much, and you're basically because you're in it, you're seeing all the problems,
Yeah.
but you're basically not seeing your achievements and how far you've come.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
think it's important that you surround yourself people who are going to tell you, by the way, you did this. You can keep doing
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes also I reread again, the review in the e-commerce or the message on social media. It's like, oh my god, okay, I like we co-create something that is impactful, so
Yeah.
I need to keep
I
going.
mean, look how many period products you have saved from landfill. Like, do you have a number for that, do you think?
Yes, roughly like 6 million plastic pads we've
Whoa.
diverted in from landfill.
Whoa. 6 million. And that's from what period to what period?
Uh,
Literally.
yeah, so when we started small, 2018 until now. Yeah.
6 million.
Yeah.
Wow. Can we just give a moment for that 6 million that would end up in landfill and probably burn or like in the ocean?
Yes.
That's insane.
And it takes like 500 years for those pads to decompose on Earth, right?
Yep. So basically, you're saying like me using one pad,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have like 5 generations before that one pad that I use is gonna
Yes.
disappear from the environment. Okay.
Yes.
That is some that is some crazy information. So yeah. So
Yes.
now I'm like, I don't want to ever use
So
a pad anymore.
your first pad when you got your first period is still somewhere, maybe
Yeah.
in Bali's land.
Yes.
That's
I mean, back
crazy,
in the day,
right?
we didn't have those period panties.
Yeah.
I had no choice.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've always, you know, I've always feel that as a woman we already, had so much in our life. That's why I've never judged if they still use sanitary pads or when you're traveling or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
that's one
that.
thing. Like sometimes I forget I'm gonna get
Right.
my period. I'm like,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and we do have,
Yeah.
yeah. So I do have the
Yeah.
emergency.
So I've always believed like, it's a journey. It's a imperfect journey, but we're trying our best each day. If we can't reduce that, that would be awesome. And also like try to like experiments with our products also. Like for example, I like to experiment using cup with period underwear or using period underwear and the reusable pads, or it's a fun thing to explore too.
Yeah. I mean, I got it down, I think, like which period panty for which time of my period, like which one to use at night. Like I already kind of have the science down, but it took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also
Yeah.
like washing them, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the end of the day, I am so proud that I use period panties versus using like those single use pads. Just because I feel better about
Yes.
myself and I'm like, I'm not
And
creating
it's
waste.
not just the environment, but it's also about the health,
Yeah.
because the conventional sanitary pads contains a lot of
Yep.
chemicals that can disrupt our
Hormones.
hormones.
Yep.
And for some people who's very, very sensitive, it's not just disrupting the hormone, but also potentially with fertility and other reproductive health problems. So it's something that's might be small. We don't, get an instant or immediate effect, but in the long run, I know that lots of senior women that entering perimenopause or menopause got much more challenges, maybe from the past habit that they had when they still young. Maybe the paths were not good enough or the hygiene, etc. So that's something small that can have a big, big impact of our own health and the health of our Mother Earth.
Yeah. How bad is the waste problem really, like in terms of like period waste? Do you know? Do you have any numbers?
So so let's calculate together. So one woman, for example, me,
Yep.
if I got my period, I will change pads, let's say 4 times a day. So four
Yep.
pads a day.
Yep. And how long
And
is your period? Like how many days?
like
5?
5 days, so 20 pads
Yep. 20 pads. I
for
got the calculator.
yeah
Yeah,
for
20
a
pads.
period. And currently in Indonesia, there are 75 million menstruating women. 20 pads times 75 million,
1,500,000,000.
1,500,000,000 per month.
Times
And
12.
that's
I'm
times
scared.
12,
18 billion.
18 billion. Estimate, yeah. Because can be more than that, can be less than that. So 18 billion plastic pads per year
Living for 500 years
in the landfill or burn
or in
500
the
years
ocean.
or in the ocean.
And how do the reusable products prevent that?
It might be small, but once you switch to reusable product, for example, once I switched to using period cup and period underwear, you can save up to 10,000 plastic pads from entering to the landfill.
Wow. Just one person.
Just one person.
And how long can you use those period panties for? Yeah.
It depends on the quality. So for period
Let's say yours.
panties, you can wear it 3 to 5 years. So I still have the ones like the prototype 5 years ago is still okay for me.
Depends how you wash them too, right? How you wash them,
Yeah,
how you
how do you
care for
how
them.
you wash, how do you care, So make sure that you wash them, properly, you care it properly, and maybe you don't wear it every day.
Yeah.
When you don't have your
I
period,
know.
don't wear it. Otherwise,
Unless you really need to.
unless you have incontinence,
Yeah,
because
or maybe you run out of underwear.
yeah.
That's the only choice is that.
Yeah, then it's fine. And period cup slightly longer. It can last 5 years
It's the
to,
silicone one, right?
yeah, the
Yeah.
silicone 5 years to 10 years, depending on the care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I am really big into running, and I do use your like period panties when I run, and it's fine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So just letting you know, like,
Ah,
yeah, I think
have you tried period cup?
no, not yet. That's one thing I
Okay.
haven't tried. I quite like the panties, the cups.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll move to that. But yeah, I did like it was like a 10K Nuanu run. That was like my first day of my period.
Oh,
And I had the Nuanu run, and I ran 10Ks with period panties by Perfect Fit, and
wow.
it lasts like it was fine.
Wow. You're still okay running
Yeah,
during period.
actually,
Wow,
actually
you're a
no, yeah.
superhero.
Actually, I prefer. I know this like I'm gonna tell everybody now, but I prefer to run on my period because I have less period pains.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my cramps are so much less, and my period is just faster. Like it just
Yeah.
passes through me
Yeah.
faster, and
Yeah.
so actually, when I have my period, I do go for long runs. I feel like it
Wow.
helps. I don't have to take any painkillers.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, it helps to, shed the lining
Yeah,
to,
yeah, and
yeah, let
yeah,
it
and a
flow.
lot of women are like, I feel tired and everything like that. But for me, it's since I
Yeah.
felt the benefits, I actually do
Yes.
consciously run.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
slower for sure, and I'm
Yeah.
like not as my peak performance
Yeah.
because of based on my hormones. But still, I prefer to do long runs on my period,
Wow, good on you.
and I wear your period
Wow.
products.
Wow.
Yeah,
I need to make a campaign. Like
yeah.
maybe I need to start running and then running with the period panties. But it will be banned in Bali or Indonesia, maybe abroad.
But it's an interesting concept. I didn't know it. If I didn't have to do that Nuano run, I would have never known. Like actually running on your period is beneficial. Not for everybody, but for
Um,
me. But,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe for other women too.
Because also, I think research show that to keep doing your exercise during period, just adjust it, not like too much, will help your cramp less.
Yeah, it's true. True
Yeah.
story. And
So
yeah,
I also still do a little bit of jog or things that release the tension
yeah.
here.
And I prefer doing it than taking painkillers. I don't know, I kind of
Yes,
like prefer
yes,
that. Yeah.
yes.
So I want to ask you some personal questions.
Okay.
Is there any moment when you almost stopped doing this? And if can you tell me what happened in those moments? Like you almost quit, walked away.
Many times, especially in my luteal phase. So a luteal phase is the phase before I bleed,
Yeah.
like your pre-menstruation
Yeah.
phase, where your inner critic is so strong. You feel that everything, it's the end of the world for everything, including, perfect fit. But since I know the concept of also menstrual cycle awareness, how you sync yourself with your phase of the cycle. So when I know that I'm more sensitive, I know that, oh, I'm in my premenstruation mode. Don't hear this,
Mm-hmm.
because after I bleed, I will feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And what can I do to be much more kind to myself rather than like pushing the wise inner critic that come. So that happens a lot. But particularly, I think in one moment is I haven't told you that we recently stopped our bamboo pads,
Okay.
the organic single use biodegradable one. It's one of our major revenue contributor, but also at the same time, it's one of the most complicated product that we build because we cannot build it in Indonesia.
Okay.
If we manufacture here, it requires a lot of capital, so we need to import it from China. And with the import regulation that keep changing, with a small team, all five female team, it's a lot. And try to be so idealist with yourself, and by making it biodegradable, organic, etc., it's actually reduced the shelf life of the product. It
Mm.
increased a lot of pressure for us to finish the stock fast, and the minimum order quantity is big. It was a hard decision that I need to make in the beginning of the year. Like, this is our one of our biggest contributor, but also one of the biggest risks and expense.
I see.
So if we don't have this, will we stop it or not? And I think listening it from my team who say like, let's just keep continue. We know that reusable is still niche and the growth is not as big as the single use one. But I believe that if we keep continue educating, keep continue innovating, somehow we'll find the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And it's not just me who find it hard, but along the way, I know a few other business that sell hair panties also have closed.
Yeah. Also swimwear.
So it's not easy, right? So when when they close, I'm sad because I think I've never
Oh,
seen.
clothes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
close the
Yeah.
business, or like
Yeah.
not continuing anymore, because I see that even though they sell the same product, but they also help to create the ecosystem together and to continue growing the sector together. Also,
Yeah.
when they need to close their business or operations, it's tells that, oh, maybe the demand is not here or something like that. That's one of like the hard part, I think, to like find the sweet spot and keep believing that one day, or like eventually, you'll like succeed.
Yeah. Has this work cost you anything in your personal life? Relationships? Anything?
uh the first 2 years I was really burned out.
Yeah, I bet. I know what that feels
Yeah,
like.
I was really burned out because I don't draw a healthy boundaries between myself and the business.
So you became the business.
Yes,
Yes. And you didn't
and
allow
it's
time for
not
yourself.
healthy.
Yep.
Like if you still even like work on the weekend and you constantly thinking
Yep.
about it.
I think that would be like one of my biggest mistakes. But at the same time, if I don't know if you feel the same way. If I didn't push myself and I didn't do all of that, I wouldn't be here today.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So I don't know if that's necessary.
It's true. I mean, for me, I think we talk about like, oh, burnout, and we should always leave time for ourselves,
Yeah,
right? And I agree with that. But now I'm standing on the other side of it, right?
yeah.
But I think, when we started Utama Spice, we had like no money. And I know that
Mhm.
there was no way that if I didn't work those weekends, if I didn't push past that, and if I didn't make it my life, we would not be here. So I
Yeah,
think it's like so easy to say, like in hindsight.
yeah,
But the truth is, when you're beginning a business, you have to give it everything, because it's like go big or go home. I think
yeah,
you feel that too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And now
yeah,
you feel the burnout, you know what it's like. But if you
yeah,
didn't push yourself that far, would you actually
yeah,
still be here, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the very interesting question.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I think we take that for granted. It's so easy. It's like I'm burning out. I'm gonna just take a holiday. But it's like, well, you can take a holiday now because you burned yourself out. So it's so bad now that I'm saying it. But I see this with all like startups. You really have to
Oh,
give it everything,
yeah.
your whole soul, your whole life,
Yes. Yes.
until you like
Until
you reach a certain point. You're like, okay, because you
yes.
got to build the systems,
Yes.
fail, learn, fail, learn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So now I know my boundaries. So like I know that it's not equal to myself, that I'm also a daughter to my parents, a wife to my
yeah,
partner, a friend to
yeah,
my
yeah,
friends. So it so I think like right now it actually makes me more productive to really put, let's say, exercise or dinner with, catch up with friends or something like that. Because when you force yourself too much, then the creativity is gone.
yeah,
But when you off the screen, let's say you run, or in this case, like for me, I like to go dancing or go to the gym where I don't see my screen, and then I found like the aha moment, or like showering.
yeah,
Sometimes when you don't push, like, oh, I need to do this actually. Okay, like I'll
yeah,
get back to my laptop or my drawing board to continue that. So
yeah.
I see that as a also a productivity tool.
Would you
Yeah.
say that's something that you could only learn by doing like that?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
Gotta really walk the path.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. And you can feel it also, like, because I met a lot of leaders also who say big thing, but somehow their energy is draining. They Then I don't feel inspired anymore. You don't really, you know, walk the talk. Like you don't really inspire other people to really have a healthy boundaries of their with their career and their personal things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the last question from our, actually, no,
Okay.
the second to last question from our previous guest. What would you do about the water crisis in Bali? You can personal thing or maybe making pads creates waste. I don't know.
So disclaimer: I'm not a water expert.
Surprise question.
So, uh, but I'm an advocate of the access of clean to clean water.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, as a part of the wash sector, water sanitation and health. So the water crisis in Bali, I think the problem is it's big when the economy is really rely in unequal balance of sector.
Yeah, the distribution of clean water.
Yes.
Yeah,
So all right now predominantly for tourism, right? And I guess it's not just in Bali. It's almost in many parts of in Indonesia that the people who need the most, the people who give access to water, let's say the people in the village who's near the mountain, who can drink that water directly, don't have the water because the water get
yeah,
the pipe for
yeah,
I don't know the hospitality industry or the water bottle facilities
yeah,
who basically steal the water
yeah.
from
So you're saying like
the
distribute
local.
the water evenly. Yeah,
Yes, I think that there's a lot of wisdom of the subak system for the rice field irrigation if we can also try to apply it for water in general to have much more democracy in the allocations of the water. That's my
insight.
yeah, that's my
Yep. And you are not a water
opinion, and
expert,
I'm not an
but
expert
I
on
like your idea.
it.
Your turn. Question you would ask our next guest.
Okay,
I'm not gonna tell you who it is though.
okay. Uh,
Anything. Could be anything.
could be anything. What do you think is the most pressing problem that the world is facing right now?
Oh wow, that's a big one. Moose.
And
I'm gonna write this to myself.
yeah, and how, as an individual and a society, we cope with that.
Last closing remarks. Anything you want to share with the people watching?
Don't say datang bulan or halangan or datang tamu. Just say it out loud, menstruasi,
Yeah.
because it's the most normal and natural thing that happen in female body. And if you have your period or have women around your life, your sister, your wife, your daughter, try to be the best support system for them when they have their period, because it's not easy. So just be gentle and bring chocolate and buy some perfected products for her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any question you want to ask? Good. Thank you so much for being here and in sharing your insight. I learned a lot about period poverty. I learned a lot about the taboos and how they actually constrain women in general.
Yeah.
And something very concerning. And I think we should all talk about period poverty. We should all talk about the taboos. We should just normalize periods, full stop. Just let's
Yeah.
normalize it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we normalize periods, maybe we'll have like a better world.
Yeah.
Somehow we'll have more peace. Yeah. We'll have more productivity. That's for sure. People will have
Yes.
making more bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Ria.
Thank
It's
you.
lovely to
Yeah,
speak with you
likewise. Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.